We're trying to do a takeout night out here, and 3 of our ideas actually fell through. So we're going to Old Faithful. We hopped on Melio, and we're picking up from a place called HomeStyle Italian Pizzeria. They have kind of a whole bunch of like sandwiches and stuff. They do basically your entire spectrum of Italian stuff. We ordered from them a number of times in the past, and they do a really good work. And I'm going to switch it up a little bit tonight. Got a couple of special things we ordered. You know me, I got to get my chicken parm, but I mixed it up a little bit. So hit like on the video, strap yourself in for this. I noticed that most of the people watching these videos aren't even subscribed. So make sure you take care of that right now. Subscribe, hit the bell, do all that stuff. And let's head down there and pick up our order. All right, we're home. Got my bag here. Now, I've peeked already. I know what's going on here. They give you a roll, some dressing, and a really, really nice small salad, which I actually like. That this is like the perfect size for me, honestly, if I'm doing a side salad. In here is actually my meal. I got chicken parm with vodka sauce. And then while we were there picking up, I had to wait for a minute, and they have a steam table with the most amazing stuff out there. I had to call an audible, got some garlic knots and sauce. I noticed they packed the vodka sauce underneath the chicken parm. So I plated up a portion of the penne with vodka sauce and the chicken parm, which I thought was sensible. There's just about as much pasta left in the container there. So they give you like a ton. I think it was $16 for the chicken parm, $2 extra for the vodka sauce add-on, which I think is extremely reasonable. You know me, I gotta start with the salad. Got our house balsamic vinaigrette here. We ain't gonna spend too much time on the salad, don't worry. Super delicious, definitely homemade dressing, very tangy. Good amount of balsamic, but also some white vinegar taste in there, kind of thins it out. Very good. I love the little dinner rolls. Gotta take a little bite of that, but I honestly, the bread I like with chicken parm, gotta be garlic knots. Pretty good. Make sure you stick around to the end. We got dessert, and I have a little bit to say about the dessert setup there because I had to ask a few questions. First, gonna taste the vodka sauce. Now, I usually get this with their house sauce. I don't like to go for the upcharge, but I honestly wanted vodka sauce today. It's really rich and creamy. Had to go in for another bite. Vodka sauce is so good. And honestly, I feel like it's the perfect thing to go with chicken parm. It kind of breaks it up a little bit. Red sauce is good and all, but it kind of gets old after a while. If you got to eat this much pasta with red sauce and the chicken with red sauce, it's just too much red sauce. So we placed this order. It's a Saturday night, and we placed the order to pick up around like 5:45 p.m. We went there to pick it up. We were a couple minutes early, and actually there were people almost out the door. They had orders lined up both counters, and it was crazy. The phone was ringing off the hook. I really love seeing neighborhood places busy like that, especially right now. You know, it's difficult to figure out where to eat. The first few ideas we had for dinner, one of them fell through because of COVID, and then 2 fell through for a couple other really bizarre reasons. Story for another day. But it's really cool to kind of patronize your mom and pop shop. This place is right down the road, and we've ordered there before. We ordered it from there quite frequently, and this is just honestly a perfect meal. Now, what I love about the way they make it, they don't drown it in sauce. They basically just put enough to coat it. They put plenty of cheese. It sits in that container, and it's perfect when you get home. And they use a nice creamy, melty mozzarella cheese. It might even be a blend of cheeses, honestly, because mozzarella doesn't melt quite like this. Really good. And of course, got to go in for a garlic knot. Now, these garlic knots are like the size of my hand. It's kind of insane. So these are really good. A successful garlic knot with that cheese on top kind of should remind you of like a Pizza Hut breadstick. And this is just like that. Perfect seasoning on top. You can't beat this kind of garlic knot. This is big enough. You can make a slider with it. Whenever I do Italian for takeout, I always keep it simple. I stick with what I know, chicken parm. It's one of those things that even if it's done poorly, still carries really well for takeout. One thing that's interesting, so you notice I got penne. This place actually lets you customize your pasta. And like I said, there's a $2 upcharge for the vodka sauce. Now, if I have the option to order penne or rigatoni, I'll always do that. I'm not a fan of having to roll up the pasta. As much as I love spaghetti, number one, it's really easy to overcook. And number two, just that whole roll up process and having to do that, it's just, to me, I'd rather just stab it with a fork and eat it like this. Here's like the perfect bite. Pinch a little bit of vodka sauce into the top of the garlic knot. So I told you this was a treat. I couldn't possibly finish all that pasta. I did finish the chicken though, but I had to go with cheesecake. Now, the cool thing is I had to ask while I was there because I saw a sign that said Pastry Paula's Desserts, and I had to ask. I always wonder where the desserts come from. Since I was waiting for a couple minutes, I figured out why not ask them for a change. It turns out the cakes are actually from Bella Napoli, which is our local Italian bakery here. So I've had this cheesecake before, but let's dig in and let's have a bite. Definitely like New York style, Italian style cheesecake. Very good. You really can't go wrong with anything at Bella Napoli. And this is a good example of that. Noah just had a big old bite of the cheesecake and he approves. Hey, if you want to see me pick apart an Italian sub, I'll leave a link to when I tried out Roma. I'll leave that right here. I'll leave my recipes right here. Thanks a lot. Have an awesome day. We'll see you next time.